James Wiseman suffered a lower leg injury on the first half. Thought he played really well. The minutes he was in there wasn't very long. Ended up being a 6-point game, and he scored 6 points. So his minutes were meaningful. And so, he'll go with us to New York. We've got an MRI scheduled for tomorrow, and then we'll know more. Congratulations to Enrique Freeman, who scored his first NBA points tonight. He did a great job filling in, and he's been ready for anything the entire training camp. And tonight, we needed him for some stints, and did a very good job. Ben Mathurin was great in this game. He just has that attitude as an attacker and as a scorer. I thought defensively, as the game went along, he got better. And then Tyrese and Pascal made huge plays when it counted. It was kind of an uneven game, very physical, very emotional, typical opening night game. Very difficult. Down 9 at halftime. I think we were down 9 or 10, or maybe it was 8 going into the fourth, and they had momentum. And then we were able to throw a 19-point defensive quarter at them. At one point, we got 6 or 7 stops in a row, and that really keyed the momentum change. And so, really important game, and certainly you can certainly tell how different it's going to be playing these guys this year than it was last year.
To start with that 19-point fourth quarter, what did you like about how the guys responded just throughout defensively? You obviously had some stretches where you weren't thrilled with it, but to get that many stops, to put together that kind of a quarter, where did you see them grow in the course of this game in terms of how they defended?
Growth can come in different ways. I thought the growth tonight was that, things were difficult the entire night, and yet we kept our emotions in check. We kept the energy within. Guys were encouraging each other. Guys were positive. We didn't have negativity. There was constant belief, and look, Tyrese didn't have a great night shooting the ball, but he stayed with it. And as the game went on, defensively, he did a better and better job, and he made big defensive plays as well. So, really important game for us.
Miles Turner, obviously 20 and 9, seemed like he really got the offense going off, so you got some big blocks from him, a lot of just big plays in the paint. Just how important was he for turning that around, especially just with it he was able to get going, to start the third?
Well, the threes in the third quarter, the beginning of the third quarter, were huge. And he gave us some real physical defensive presence, had some block shots in the second half. It's just to shift the momentum on a night like tonight where, Detroit's, they're clearly a better team. Tobias Harris is an all-star caliber player. Tim Hardaway and Beasley are NBA snipers. And, all those guys got going. But our guys stayed the course. Miles's leadership was huge. Tyrese's leadership was huge. Pascal made some big shots. The dunk he had in the break was a big momentum play, and then, Mathurin had a rough go defensively in the second half. He got pulled, and then he ended up back in the game, and he responded, and that's what you want to see from young veteran players.
Rick, having a slow start, but to have 5 players in double figures, how nice of a luxury is that? Here we are in just game 1, but to have different people step up when you need it most.
Well, our depth is pretty much who we are, and not everybody had a great offensive game, but everybody was trying to do their job, and that's really important. The opening night of the season can be challenging because people want to touch the ball, people want to get rhythm, they want to get their first points of the season and all that kind of stuff. And our focus was really within the team and what we needed to do as a group to try to make this thing happen. And so, they had some great performances. Cunningham was spectacular, and we had to dodge that bullet all night long too. And so, just real proud of the guys. The first 10 or 12 games we're a top 5 most difficult schedule in the league. So any win you can get during that period of time is huge. And look, we're gonna have to play these guys 3 more times and 3 more slugfest, you know. I like the way we responded in the fourth quarter, and you know we got to take this momentum into New York.
You mentioned Cade, 8 of 9 in the third, 1 of 6 in the fourth. What did you feel like you guys did specifically better on him in the last period?
Well, hopefully we wore him down a little bit. You know, he's a great young player. I mean, he's another all-star caliber player, and you know, he was, you know, when he made the 3 to end the third quarter, you know, that was a big momentum play. And our guys really could have dropped their heads there, but we did not. And we had a quick response. You know, McConnell was great tonight. You know, our energy on the bench was really good. Matherin, you know, provided scoring. You know, Toppin's running was a big factor in the game, even though he didn't score the ball much. And, you know, we were able to even out the rebounds. I mean, we were getting beaten the boards pretty good, and we ended up winning the boards by 1. So that was huge. But, you know, that run of 6 or 7 stops, whatever it was in the fourth quarter, was key.
You talked about being close with Bill Fitch before tonight. You tied him in coaching wins. What does that mean to you?
Well, you know, he's just such an important person in my life and my career. And, of course, he's passed a few years ago. So, you know, I think about him often. I don't count this kind of stuff. You just can't do that. You know, it just doesn't work. You know, you just kind of got to go day to day and try to do the best job that you can. But he gave me my start in this league. I learned an awful lot from him my first 3 years as an assistant coach, and then, you know, he handed me off to Chuck Daly. I mean, there's 5 years of a master class of coaching, and so. You know, I'm very, very fortunate, and those 2 gentlemen, you know, have a lot to do with, you know, the fact I've been able to stay in this so long and have some success.
What do you think you guys did well in terms of working through the tough spots today, in terms of keeping it together and, you know, like adjusting in the course of the game? Like, what did you like about how you guys were able to do that? What stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, good teams figure out a way to win. So, you know, the rest of things don't matter. I think we just had to find a way to win. We were able to do that. We just had to turn it up a little bit defensively, bring some more energy, just put together a couple stops in a row. You know, we weren't able to do that in the first 3 quarters, and you know, that's why they were kind of we were hanging around like that 6, 7, 8 mark for the whole game. We had enough stops, and that really helped us.
Was it as simple as just turn up intensity? Is there anything you guys particularly did different? Like, obviously, Cade goes 8 of 9 in the third. He's 1 of 6 in the fourth. I mean, like, in terms of coverages on him, in terms of how you guys rotate, is there anything that really stands out about?
I mean, I wouldn't say anything schematically necessarily. I would say just hard play and figuring it out. You know, we had to do a better job of getting to the level. Cade's elite, we all know that. He made a lot of shots in the third. But, the reason we get up and pressure and develop all these ball screens is, you know, to kind of wear on the course of the game. We were able to do that, get enough stops in the game, and that's what we did at the end of the day.
What all did you feel like you had to work through? Obviously hit the big 3 at the end, but I mean, like, what was today like for you in terms of finding a rhythm back over the course of the game? You know, obviously that wasn't the only shot you hit up in that stretch, but you know, what did you kind of have to work through to kind of get your rhythm back?
Yeah, I mean, ain't my first bad shooting night, won't be my last. You know, I just got to figure out how to win the game in other ways. I felt like I turned it up defensively in the second half to help us win. Yeah, obviously I would love to make more shots, but that happens. Honestly speaking, I'm probably going to blame Steph because he convinced me to try out pregame naps. And because I told him I don't nap, and he told me to try it out and text him after the game, see the result. So he'll be getting a text from me shortly. No more pregame naps for Tyrese, but we figured it out. That's a good thing.
How important was what Miles did to start the third? It seemed like you guys needed something to get you going, and obviously it's his first 5, and just how much did that kind of change momentum and get? Like, it seemed like I got everybody to feel like, okay, we can do this.
Yeah, he just brought energy, man. I think the way they defend, you know, they're kind of not on a drop, but they're at the level. Kind of a lot of my ball screens put 2 on the ball, so letting him space and do his thing. He's one of the best pick and pop bigs ever to play this game, you know. So I feel like in the first half we might have been too, and not because of a coaching thing, but we might have been too play dependent. We might have been trying to slow it down too much and run too many sets when really we're at our best when we're flying off ball screens and just playing around. We were able to do that in that second half. And that changed everything for us.
How have you felt your offense play evolved even since the trade deadline, but this year with Drew and Pascal handling as much as they are?
Yeah, just figuring it out, man. You know, Drew obviously has been killing, so just trying to figure out how I can help off the ball, move, and just kind of use my gravity to the best of my ability. You know, the more I can move around, guys will chase me, you know, so using that to the best of my ability.
Sitting elevated on the bench, is that going to be something for you this whole season, you think?
Doing what?
Sitting up on the pads on the bench?
Oh, always on the pads. Usually I'm just at the end of the bench. But I feel like I need to be more engaged today, so I sat towards the front. But yeah, that's because my back problem, so I always got to sit on there.
You feel like you guys got more connected offensively as the game went on? You know, it felt like
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
our starting group was starting to
Like I said, man, I just felt like we were trying to run too many sets, like slowing down too much. And my decision making wasn't great by any means, shaky tonight. So I just got to do a better job, just getting into the flow. You know, we got 81 more. So that's the great part about it, just figuring it out. And just being not more aggressive, but being myself and us as a team, just being us. More high pick, more ball screens, more random action, because I feel like we were a little play dependent. So we'll be better next game.